What's good, y'all? It's another episode of the Muscle Hustle Podcast. I'm your girl, Cokes. Make sure to subscribe at the Muscle Hustle Podcast on YouTube. I need them clicks, y'all. Click, click, click. You can also hear me on all audio platforms, okay, for all y'all that are just listening in your cars and all that stuff. We got Spotify, we got iHeartRadio, we got Apple Podcasts, Castbox, you name it, I'm on it. Make sure to tune in. We dropping every Monday, y'all. Listen, I'm geeked up, can you tell? I got Propain in the building today. If y'all from Houston, if you're not from Houston, you should already know the name, Propain, coming through. I'm appreciative of him actually dropping by, like, you know, little old me. Got a big old rapper coming through, like, I'm geeked up. Bro, what's good, man?
What's good, man? I'm happy to be here.
Don't be on no soft-spoken stuff over here. Like, you're going to have to speak up for me, bro. I'm glad you're here, though.
No,
Thank
for
you.
Sure, for sure.
You know, I see you passing the gym every now and then, stuff like that. So I'm actually appreciative of the fact that, like, you know, you coming through, signing out for your girl. Appreciate that.
For sure. It's all love.
We going to get straight into it, though.
Let's go.
Originally from Houston?
Born and raised.
What part?
Southside, Herm Clark.
What's with this South Side versus North Side gig that y'all got going on?
Yeah, that's
you
me
know,
and Slim. We got that going on. We be joking a lot, but
no, y'all, it's real
younger,
though, from what I heard.
Yeah. So when I was younger, that was like a big thing. You know what I'm saying? The South Side and the North Side just did not get along. It didn't even moved on to the music, you know, with the Screwed Up Clique, and then you had Slim Thug was part of like Swisher House. So that was like a class. I was still younger though, but I had older brother, so you know I kind of was like in the mix of that and kind of grew up with that. But now it's like it's all love, like North Side, South Side, all that. I rock with everybody, but that's a joking thing we do though. But anytime he do anything that I ain't fond of, I'm like, that's some North Side, that's some North Side stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's all love though.
Okay, so you said you was younger. You mind if I ask how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 37.
Okay, all right, we the same age, so we be still young. We, you know, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're originally from here. Right. When it comes to the origin of your name, you know what I'm saying? Where you get Propain from?
Oh, well, so I used to play basketball in college.
Okay.
And my roommate, I went to a few schools. I went to a junior college first called Brookhaven. Then I went to Lamar State. And that's what, yeah. So there's when my roommate, a dude named Paul, I used to always freestyle before all the games. And I always wanted to rap my entire life. I always wanted to do this. And so I think he would start to hear me rap, and he used to be like, bro, you really got like action or really like do something. And so when I used to just rap in the neighborhood, my name was Lil C, because that's like a Texas thing, really a Houston thing. Like you either like, you got Lil Kiki, you got Big Pokey, Big
so that, you know what? I always wondered that, because there's a lot of little this, L-I-L this. Yeah. So that's actually really it.
That was the thing. So I used to call myself Lil C. So when he used to just tell me that all the time, he was like, bro, I think you really got action. And I always wanted to be a rapper. My dream was always to be, all right, I'm going to go to the NBA, and then I'm going to be a rapper, kind of like how Shaq was. And so around that time when he was like, bro, I think you should take it more serious, I was like, well, I got to come up with a better name. Lil C ain't going to work. And we just sat in there, we came up with like a million names. And he said, bro, I think you should call yourself Propain, bro. You be spitting that gas, you be spitting that fire. And I was like, nah, bro, I don't want to be named after no gas. That ain't... And so we just changed the spelling. I changed the spelling to P-A-I-N. And I just started running with it. I don't even know how it stuck. It stuck, and people just kept, you know what I'm saying? When I would freestyle, I would be like, it's Propain and such, and then it just kind of stuck with me. And that's how it came about.
That's what's up. But it is catchy, though. It really is, especially the fact that you actually did change the spelling as well, too. And right. I don't think a lot of people actually recognize that because they can't spell, but yeah. That's what's up, though. Okay, so would you consider yourself... Well, beforehand, would you consider yourself an underground rapper?
Yeah, I would consider myself an underground rapper, and it's kind of like.
Do you still consider yourself an underground rapper now?
Yeah, definitely. Even though I've had like some mainstream success. I've had some national. I've had some national songs,
recognition and all that.
So and you know what I'm saying, like, but at the same time, the underground. When I speak of underground, it's more of a genre of music. So. I feel like people know my name in a lot of places, but at the same time, it's like an underground feel that I kind of never want to escape from. Like it's the plateau that my music can get on is one thing, but the the mindset of the fans and the type of people that I deal with, I kind of got like a cult following. So it's forever underground because I feel like it's just us. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 'Cause you actually do have a core following for real. And they really just be traveling out with you. I mean, I still wouldn't necessarily downplay it as well too, because like I said, I'm from up top.
Right,
Your name
right.
is definitely received up top. You
Right,
know what I'm
that's
saying? Like
true,
did when I moved out here, I actually did not even know. I knew your name before I actually moved out here.
That's crazy.
And so I really didn't know that you were actually from Houston.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
crazy.
Until
Yeah.
I met with you at
Right.
Level 1. Again, shout out to Level 1 Fitness. And then realized like, okay, he's actually a local. That's what's
Right.
up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a lot of y'all like that out here
Yeah,
where
for
it's just
sure.
like, okay, up top, we know you for the scene, you know what I'm saying, whether it be a fashion, the music and
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
But, you know, it definitely, you know what I mean? Like underground artists, cool. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But at the same time, it's just like, no, I definitely need to make sure your flowers are given. Like
Oh, man,
you're
thank you,
definitely,
thank you,
you know,
thank you.
somebody to respect in the game for sure. You know what I mean? So no, I appreciate that. But you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother and I got a younger sister.
Okay. All right. And they're supportive of, you know,
Oh
you
yeah, definitely.
rapping, your parents supportive and all that?
1000%. Yeah, my mom used to like, back in the day when I was like, so I'll tell you a story about how I kind of came into like really going forward to being a rapper.
Okay.
So I was still playing basketball in college and
You really thought you was going to NBA?
yeah, I thought I was going for
You
sure.
really think you had them hops though? What position did you play?
I was a point guard.
Okay, so you okay? All right,
So
I'll give you that.
yeah, and then we had one of those hurricanes that came, like Rita or something. I don't even remember which one it was. And they let us out of school for a while. So I came back home. I came back to Houston, and Scarface was shooting a video in my neighborhood, and so he's shooting a video in my neighborhood. My whole hood out there, we all out there. So it's like 20 of us, and they have like an intermission. And so him and the group he was working with at the time was just like in his house that they was using for the video. And they just standing around the turntable rapping. Everybody in my neighborhood, we all rapped. That was just like, but none of us took it seriously, but we all rapped. We all wanted to be rappers. And it's Scarface. So I remember all of us went up to the door trying to get in there with them. And the security was like, nobody can come in. And this was like destiny or something. Cause I remember just being like, man, yo, Face, never met this dude in my life. And he don't know me from nothing. And everybody at the turntable like turned around. And I was like, man, tell him let me in. It's 20 of us all trying to get in. And he said, let him in. Didn't let nobody else in.
Are you serious?
Didn't let nobody else in. So when I get in there, I'm like, I'm in here, but I'm just in here because I want to be in here. It's Scarface. Like, I don't want to, I'm nervous. And so they were standing around the turntable rapping. And I remember Scarface was like, you can't just come in here and don't do nothing. You got to rap. And so,
So you really thought you was about to just stand there and just
man,
be like,
so I used to write all the time in class. That's just what I did. I used to get in trouble for writing music
we gonna
in
go
class.
back to that.
And I've been doing that for forever. And so I remember just like, all right, man, I'm finna rap this one. I know it's my hardest one. So I remember just rapping it. And I'm looking straight. Scarface standing right here. And I'm looking at him do this to his homeboy. Like, so I'm feeling myself now because I know he feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So when I was done, I'll never forget this. And I tell him this story all the time. He was like, who you signed to? And I was like, I ain't signed to nobody. I play basketball. He said, I ain't never seen you hoop, but I guarantee you're going to make more money rapping than you're going to ever make playing basketball. And his homeboy, that was managing the group he had at the time, it was a group called The Product. He was like, man, y'all, get his number.
Is that the dude that was nudging him the whole time?
That was the dude he was nudging.
Okay.
So they got my number, and I end up like exchanging numbers with one of the dudes that was in like the group. And I just remember going straight home, telling my mom I quit. I'm not playing basketball no more. I'm about to be a rapper. Scarface already told me.
What'd your mom say?
She wasn't feeling it. But at the same time, my mom kind of always been the type that she gonna let us do what she gonna let us live our own life. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
She gonna give us the advice we need. She gonna let us steer, but she gonna let us drive our own car. And I told her I'm saying that, but she ain't let me quit though. It was like, please, you going out checking her at school. So, but I told her that's where I'm at with her right now. So for the next 2 weeks, I was talking back and forth to the guy. I wasn't never talking to Scarface. I was just talking back and forth to the guy.
Okay.
And so the album that they was working out on the group, it came out in 2 weeks, and that dude number changed. And I never heard from him again. Like, but at the same time, I was like, that moment that Scarface gave me right there, telling me what he told me, that was enough.
That was
you know what I'm
enough,
saying? So I
yeah.
was already checked out of playing basketball. I end up leaving that school and coming to TSU, and I was gonna play for TSU. That's why I told my mama. And I was like, yeah, I ain't make the team, and it just ain't working out. So, so I was just gonna get it. And I just wanted to rap. That's what I wanted to do. And so I came home and I just started working, like getting money, just saving up, like investing in my music. And it was a rap from there. Like, and my mom actually used to, at that time, my mom used to like help me write on the CDs. Like she used to like, she believed in it. She thought, you know what I'm saying? She was like, well, if he walking away from basketball, which is what all I ever knew my whole life, to do this, and she noticing how the kids around the neighborhood is kind of like gravitating to me doing it, she felt like, I mean, if this is what he's doing, I'm gonna ride with him. So,
did you ever have to do like odd jobs in the midst of, getting back on? Like, I mean, like you said, you moved back home, you went to TSU, but like in the midst of continuing on trying to get your name out there, stuff like, you have to do any like additional jobs or something like that to make sure like you're financially stable?
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, well, coming up before anybody even knew who I was, and I can say this, my story is just kind of unique. Once it kind of clicked for me, I never went back. I was working the moment that it clicked. So, and I was still going to school. Like I made that promise to my mama that I would continue to go to school even though I wasn't playing basketball no more. So this was like, I'm still in school, I'm working, I'm trying to pay for my mixtape or whatever. And around this time, that whatever happened in Haiti, it was like a bad, tragic thing happened in Haiti where all them people died or whatever. But I remember Bun B had like a Houston for Haiti concert. And I called in, I told him I was sick at work. And somebody that I'm close with was close with Bun B, and they allowed me to perform there. Man, that shit was on the news. Like, with them seeing me, I called in sick. They seeing me on there, it was just bad. It was like, damn, and I never used to tell people I rap. But then like that was like a moment, kind of like a coming out moment. And I think like months after that, Chameleonaire, cause I used to like pass out my music all the time. I would always go to the club, pass out my CDs. And
I mean, that's kind of like a staple for a lot of up-and-coming artists, you know what I'm saying? Either selling out your trunk, passing it out at clubs and whatnot.
Yeah, I started making a fan base from that. Just a small fan base though, but small enough to ride for me to where Chameleonaire had tweeted like, who y'all like in Houston? What new artists? And I wasn't even known like that. And so many people, my little small fan base was all tweeting him. Hard. And I remember him like tweeting like, these are the names that and the other artists he was naming were known, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so from there, when he said my name, like my life instantly changed. Like,
really?
I ended up getting with a manager who ended up like seeing that tweet, got me and initially took me to LA. You know what I'm saying? I went to my job the next day after that, told him, man, I quit. And that was it. That was a wrap from there. It was like a movie, you know what I'm saying? And from there, it kind of just took off. And even in the midst of all that over the years, it's done been like, I done hit walls where, damn, I got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this is what I want to do. So
I was about to say, what do you do for, those times where you hit those walls? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are not built for this, but they say they want it. You know what I mean? And then when they get across something that's, something that will cause them to be stagnant or cause them to get into an uncomfortable position,
right,
they're quick to be like, you know what, maybe this ain't for me, or they don't know how to push through. So like, what advice would you give on that? Like, what did you do different to kind of push through? You know what I mean? Like, what made you even want to continue on?
I didn't have a plan B.
Boom. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I never had a plan B. So it's been times, man, and this was, I'm talking about when I had already started gaining the name, and I'm got fans, and I'm doing shows, and I'm making money, but me and we young and we wilding, and we done just losing it all. Was homeless, you know what I'm saying? But that just made me want to go harder, and every time the music always did what it was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Anytime my back was to the wall, I would put it in the music, and it would just do what it wanted to do. And that time, that period right there, when everything was just like the darkest, that's when it just really like took off. That's when I ended up getting like a real big song called 2 Rounds, and that just took off, like took off. You know what I'm saying? So we went from me and my partners like sleeping in the studio to.
I would say, like you said, you was homeless too. Like if
Yeah.
folks don't be understanding, like it's not always glitz and glam. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
folks be actually really putting in work. You know what I mean? And if
For
they
sure.
really want what it is that you want, you gotta put in that work. You can't just assume it's just gonna be given to you just like that. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like
definitely.
that's crazy. I was just like, okay. In the end, when you can honestly say that when you're rapping, you know what I'm saying, your rhymes and other stuff is basically a reflection of how you live.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like your experiences and stuff like that.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So obviously when it's all glitz and glam, you talk about that.
Well, kind of not. I kind of got a thing. I'm kind of addicted to the from nothing to some story. So sometimes I love painting my past.
Mm-hmm.
I love painting that to people. I love like drawing that story out. So even, I don't care if I'm a billionaire, I'm still gonna tell that story.
Because there's a lot of folks who then become
and
mainstream.
Those who resonate,
like,
you know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, way more people can resonate with me not having something, but having the ambition and wanting it, than people can resonate with me that I got diamonds in my Rolex. You know what I'm
but
saying?
how long can you do that though? Because in the sense that isn't there, so people will argue, okay, isn't there a means to elevate? You know what I mean? Like, for instance, we'll talk about like Meek. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody knows him from when he was Philly Cat, you know what I'm saying? Underground, like, you know, just spitting that raw, rugged truth, you know what I mean? But then at the same time, it's just like, bruh, he no longer is that dirty kid from Philly, you know what I mean? So it's just like that elevation. Now they're saying he's soft, you know what I'm saying? He's dating Nicki.
See,
like,
I think you can find the medium. Like my whole motto is called "Born to Lose, Raised to Win." So a lot of times in my music, I'm gonna start off and tell you the bottom, but by the end of the song, we're gonna come to where I'm at now. And that's kind of always been my story. And even like some of my favorite artists, like Jay-Z, to this day, he's still gonna paint them stories of him in Marcy and what they was doing to get money and, you know, where it got him to where he is now. Sometimes I just think, I don't think there's nothing wrong with telling the hardships. You don't have to always tell the hardships, but I think for the kids out there, you kind of gotta get to a point where they can understand you or them. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to if Jay-Z was just to simply only give us these $20 million paintings he got on his wall and all, we kind of can't really understand that. You know what I'm saying? But it's when he kind of depict where he's from and he show us all that. Now we can understand these $20 million paintings because this is a dude who was in the same situation I was in. And he was able to go get that now. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I think that's kind of how it goes. Like, yeah, I try to give both. And somebody I'm close with is Zero. And one thing he told me, and like Zero has been doing this since.
You know what? So I didn't know who Zero was. I didn't mean to cut you off because it wasn't until I moved down here and then I kept getting requests at the DJ booth about Zero and I kept spelling his name wrong. And I was just like, I can't find him. Like, I don't know. Stop asking me for the songs. I don't know who this person is. And it was just like, I had to ask like one of the homies at the gym and I was just like, yo, who is Zero? And they started laughing at me. And then I heard the sample and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Zero the GOAT, man.
Okay.
Zero,
well, I know this now, but
Zero and Scarface like my favorite rappers.
I was about to ask who your favorite rappers.
Yeah. When it comes to Texas and so my favorite rapper of all time is Nas.
Okay.
And Jay.
Okay.
You know, them are like them my favorites. But Scarface in my top 5 too though. But Zero, it's just different with Zero. Zero was the person when I was a kid that Zero is why I rap. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like Zero. I want to rap like Zero. Like, and the fact that we friends today and we do a lot of music together, it's still surreal. I still be telling him, bro, like, you really don't understand. Like, I thought I was you when I was 13. You know what I'm saying? I used to be acting fake depressed because of him, the type of music that he made. But he told me something a while ago, and he said, the reason I'm continuously can keep making music and it's never gonna get dated is because I'm just giving you my life. Like, I'm not trying to paint the pictures of whatever's going on at the time. Like, I'm not doing the make a song about spree wheels or make a song about this. I'm gonna give you my life, so my life I'm never gonna run out of stuff to talk about.
I was about to say, so will you ever run out of stuff to talk about,
Never.
or would you ever decide to get like maybe a ghost writer or something like that because you ever feel like,
Come on
okay,
now, Coco.
hey, I'm just asking, you know, folks be asking, and you know, folks
Come on,
change
Coco.
up. Folks be changing up sometimes. You know what
I
I'm
just
saying?
come from a different era of rap where that's really all you got. Like I take pride in being. I really think like I rap better than everybody around here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
talk that talk,
and I take pride in that. So
you should.
You know what I'm saying? So I can never let nobody like, yeah, you can't write for me.
If you ever, I'm
you
still in your shoes.
But they couldn't though. They couldn't write for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could write for y'all, but y'all, you can't write this. What I do. You know what I'm saying? Because it come from in here. It come from
to
in here.
write for somebody.
I wrote for a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to name a few?
Nah, I can't do that.
I was trying to get back a pull.
I wrote some for some of the people that I'm really cool with. Some successful people though. But
that's what's up.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? The people that I have wrote, I've never wrote for anybody who I felt had a strong pen game. Now I've wrote for people who had more so a strong star power, or they got a dope following, or you know what I'm saying. So sometimes that kind of makes sense. Like for people who get to write for Diddy and stuff like that, like nobody's looking at Diddy like you ain't write that. Nah, Diddy is a brand in itself. So
right.
A song is just a song for him. So I would love to write for Diddy or something like that though. But yeah, I wrote for a lot of people.
Okay, so outside of being Propain, you mind if I drop your first name?
No, I got a problem.
You are Chris, right? Who is Chris?
The same as Propain.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Never a separation?
It's never a separation.
How are you able to balance? So you're a father as well too. Right. You know what I'm saying? Your daughter ain't calling you Propain? She
know all my music.
Really?
Yes.
That's what's up. Biggest fan,
you know, she everything. It's almost like I can't turn it off and on with her. Like she's with me all the time, so she constantly seeing people coming up ask for pictures. People know her because they know my music. You know what I'm saying? I got songs named after her, so everywhere we go and people be like, "Oh, what's up, Jada?" And she be like, "Man, how do you know me?" I'm like, "You know how they know you." You know what I'm saying? And it's just so. And that comes from the type of music that I make. My music is not an act. I'm not coming in here like acting like someone that I'm not in my music. So it's kind of easy to stay in the same character because I am the same character.
How are you able to balance being a father and being the light, the person that you are? You know what I mean? Like, it's pulled in different directions.
No, definitely.
Like I know you said she travels with you a lot, but still, like, she go to school, she got to grow up, all that stuff. How are you able to balance that?
I got, I'm not going to say it's hard. It's something that you kind of get used to.
Okay.
You know, my mom helped me a lot too, so much love to her for everything she do. So yeah, but for the most part, it's kind of like, what's the word I want to look for? Just as much as I give her, she give me. Like that's my motivation to kind of keep going when I kind of don't want to do it. So it's more so like that's just a plus. I need her more than she need me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up. And the fact that she really just knows all your songs and stuff like that,
the
biggest supporter
and all that. That's why I be having to stay going hard. That's why I be having to I can't never fall off because she ain't even to the age yet where.
I was about to say, didn't she just have a birthday?
Yeah, she just turned 9. So she gonna soon get to the age where those lyrics, she understand them all. And when I look at like Nas' daughter or something, like she able to break down. Yeah, my daddy said, you know what I'm saying? So she gonna soon get to that age. So I just in my mind, I be like, I can't let my other years be my golden years. I gotta keep going. I gotta do something even bigger so she can have more to brag on. Cause she definitely be bragging.
That's what's up though. Yeah. You should be going to school and folks be like.
They all know. They probably tired of me in their school. They tired of me in her daycare. Like she gonna let it be known.
It's funny too. It's like you're able to balance that as well as still. All right, I'm gonna fall back real quick. So when it comes to you, right, you're a rapper, you're a father, you move the way that you move, right? A lot of people who are in the same position, they don't really do what it is that you do. You also kind of take pride in your health and wellness as well too, right? We know each other basically from the gym. You know what I mean? Sure. And it's something that actually is respected because it's like you don't really see a lot of rappers be in the gym like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll talk about it, probably do a little jailhouse workout, push-ups here and there, and then be like, you know what, look at my muscles, I'm good to go, whatever. But here you are consistent, literally every day.
Right.
Same time.
Right.
Shout out to your trainer Solo. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I had him on the first episode and stuff like that. But it's just like how did that come about? And why? You know what I'm saying? Why
Yeah.
do you decide that, okay, this is something that has to be a part of my
Right.
lifestyle? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's not really reciprocal toward everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if that's really the word to use right now, but still, like, you know what I mean? It's not really something that is stamped for everybody.
Nah, for sure. So to be honest with you, like I think come from just being an athlete, I've always worked out, but I can honestly say the consistency that I do, that come from solo. You know what I'm saying? That come from the group that I work out with. Shout out to Slim, shout out to G. That really, we like kind of like feed off each other. So I've always used to work out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I play basketball, so I would go play basketball, lift weights a little bit. So it'd probably be like 2-3 times a week. But solo just, it's kind of like it's instilled in us, like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's I try to use that the same way I do anything else in life. So that's something that I'm doing. So that's something that I want to win it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing it. So it's like, why half-ass? You know what I'm saying? I'm in it. So let's go through with it. And he real competitive with us, and he kind of make you want to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So now it's clockwork now. I think we've been at it for like a couple years. So it's like
right.
now it's just like it's second nature. Like if I don't go, it's a problem. You
I was
know
about to say, do you ever feel like that? It's kind of almost like, outside of it being your lifestyle, almost like a relief in like stresses, tension, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Speaking that a little bit.
It's I need it almost. It's almost like therapy now. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't go, somebody gonna call me trash in the group messages or say you missed it. You know what I'm saying? We just not gonna let each other make it. Like me and Slim just gonna
be funny as
we gonna be on each other. You know what I'm saying? Like even today, so I got there early. Solo texted us all early and was like, man, we're gonna see who early for leg day. And I got there damn near like an hour early though. But he dropped a picture in the group of me on just warming up and stuff, and here comes Slim in early. He gonna come in early. It's just because, and that's just how we is, man. And it's dope like that. It's dope to have like dudes competing like that. Like we ain't competing who got the biggest chain or you know what I'm saying? Who doing? You know our
it's competition
level
in
is
a
making
sense.
us better. Yeah,
it's like motivation
so
of each other as well too. That's just kind of how y'all
world.
respond. That's what's up though, because I definitely see it. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all be trash talking each other, so like, but y'all still, that's your way of motivating each other. You know what I'm saying? And
100%.
That's what's up, and it's cool to see that carry on from what it is that you professionally do into the gym as well too.
It's helped me a lot in the studio. It's just like so.
How is that?
Because I formed a level of consistency with something that I've probably never been. The only thing I've been this consistent in every single day probably was going to school.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So even with the studio, like I've been doing it so long, I can look up and I haven't went to the studio in 2 days. Or you know what I'm saying? Because we don't probably have nothing to do this day, or we work till the morning. So with the gym, we in there. I don't care if we just went out the night before.
Yeah.
Like we going, you know what I'm saying? We just gonna be hurting in there, but we gonna be there.
Hurt.
And so, it translates into everything that I do now. So now, I go to the gym every day. I wanna go to the studio every day. Even if I'm working at home in my studio, it's like, it's clockwork now. So it's just repetition. So now I just wanna do that with everything in my life. Just keep doing everything.
That's what's up. When it comes to as consistent in the studio as you are, just like the gym, fitness, and everything like that, the consistency in your music, what can you honestly say your music is about? Like, well, what's the story behind it, your lyrics and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Where is that, coming from?
Well, it basically come from everything that I've been through. So, but go back to, I'll tell you, my quote that everybody knows me by, all my fans get tatted on them, is born to lose, raised to win. And that's basically, I came from.
You put that on a shirt.
It's different. It's on shirts,
okay.
everything.
I need a shirt.
For sure. It's hundreds of people with it tatted on them.
I ain't getting it tatted, but I definitely want a shirt.
For sure. So I just think it shows you can come from a situation where you probably not supposed to win, which a lot of us do. I mean, we minorities at the end of the day. So we already behind enemy lines, so to speak, in America. And I look at it like, we are showing that we can take nothing and we can make something. That's like black magic, you know what I'm saying? And I think so many of us do that. And that's just pretty much, that's my story. That's my story, yeah, for sure.
So, any new projects coming about? Oh, first off, let's talk about this All right. This movie that just dropped, right, on Prime.
Oh, man.
Go ahead and what's the name of it?
The Dirty Third, Next Generation.
Man, look, so I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't know if you ever come across where, you know, you got a favorite artist or a favorite rapper that, or even a favorite actor, and you see them play a part, and you just get like real vexed at them, and then you see them in person, you're just like, man, I don't even want to talk to you. Like, I really honestly curved them for about a week because I was like, man, why you have to do them like that? But nonetheless, like, congrats on that.
Thank you.
Was that that wasn't your first project, right?
That was my first.
That was the first project. Congrats. Is that something that you're looking to? Acting,
Yeah.
something that you're looking to tap into a little bit more?
100%. So
Yeah.
we have like, I have a couple movies on the table
Okay.
that pretty much we're gonna lock in doing. I don't know if I can really speak on it right now, but I have other movies coming in, and that was like a dope experience. You know what I'm saying? Super dope experience. That's something I always wanted to do.
Where that was mainly shot
In Houston, Miami, and Chicago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And now you got some more stuff coming about.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of
Being the
stuff came
actor.
from that.
Propain the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I get my autograph now?
For sure.
Bet. All right. So it's funny because a lot of Houston, you know, rappers usually kind of become complacent. Yeah, they'll get called here and there to kind of do, you know what I'm saying, projects here and there, concerts or, you know, things like of that nature. But like I said, you are from the tri-state area. You know what I'm saying? We're talking New York, Jersey, Philly. You know what I mean? And we don't really claim Baltimore like that in Connecticut, but they in that mix. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the DMV area. Like, your name is known around 95 South, you know, 95 North and South.
Right.
And so I'm trying to figure out, like, did you ever really make those moves up there, like, to where how popular you became up top? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see, because again, like I said, I didn't really know you were actually a Houstonian. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like your flow is different. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now I can hear the accent a bit more, but when you was rapping and stuff like that, it's like
definitely influence. It's influence from up top. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Nas, Jay-Z, some of my favorite. Those are the guys that I really, really studied. And I think so when I was younger and I used to like try to rap like them, everybody's like, man, you trying to sound like you from New York. That's trash. That's trash. So it wasn't until I like took the influence that I had from them as far as style-wise and just accepted me being country and how I talk. So I just, and then it went together well. Yeah. So I was able to just be lyrical. So now people just be like, man, he a Houston dude, but he lyrical. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it ended up working out. But yeah, I think I don't know, man. I think the East Coast gravitated to that style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The style that I had, and even with a lot of the artists that I've worked from there, worked with from there. Like I just went. Bun B just did an album, in New York where he do it with Static Selector, and we was on a song with it was me, him, and Styles P, which is another one of my favorites. Jadakiss is like one of my all-time favorites. Yeah. My daughter is named after him. Really? Her name is Jada Chris. You know what I'm saying? Aww. Yeah. So. They was all in the studio, and I just remember Styles P just was like, yo, Bun, who is he? Like, you know what I'm saying? He remind me of it, such and such, such and such. And it's just being heavily influenced by them, you know what I'm saying? And I've worked with a lot of artists from New York, and I think that's something, and I tell people all the time, I want to get out there more and deal with them more because I feel like the East Coast really would appreciate, you know what I'm saying, what I got going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Houston,
not saying Houston don't appreciate it too, but I just think
your home will always appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely need you.
Definitely.
Around 95
that's something that I definitely,
quick, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely
they need a different type of flow too. Honestly, I'm gonna speak on them. They definitely need a different type of flow, and just the fact that like you can be able to relate in a way where you're still creative, you know what I'm saying, and still are given like, you know, those lyrics that is kind of across the board to be able to be attracted towards everybody. You know what I mean? I think that would be highly received and highly respected as well too. So yeah, you know, head up 95 real quick. Shout outs to Jersey. New York, you cool too. But yeah, you know what I mean? That'd be dope. For sure. I mean, I know you got other projects going on and stuff like that. Would you say that you prefer, like, as far as projects is concerned, being in the studio, you know, cutting albums and stuff like that versus, you know, like the public, you know, concerts and things of that nature? I know there's a lot of rappers who prefer to be a little bit more out there and more, you know, Touchy-feely
varies, man. It varies.
Yeah?
I think as I grow in this
Is it by
game,
mood or something?
and I've done it so much. I just appreciate. My favorite part of all this is when I'm finally done and the reception I get from my fans and the people.
Oh,
and
okay. I was like, when you're finally done, like.
No, yeah. When I'm finally done with the projects, I think the recording process it get real stressful for a person like me because I'm a perfectionist. So even though so I tell Solo and Slim and we'll be talking at the gym. Like I've really been working on this album that I'm about to put out for a very, very long time. And this is because I just didn't like it, so I scratched the whole thing.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
And started from scratch.
Started from scratch. And the album is called Made It From Scratch. That's crazy. So yeah, I just scratched the whole thing. I was working with Big Crit.
Okay.
And actually we was gonna do the whole project together. And we actually did like 8 songs. And man, I just wasn't happy with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's nothing that had to do with him. It was just our schedules was very, very conflicting. So we wasn't able to really get in there and do it how we need to do it together. Like,
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It was I would come to Atlanta
like I'll come
sometime.
in and then
pass
so, on.
And being how I am, it just wasn't gonna sit right with me. It just a lot of my people was mad because they was like, bro, that was last year we was supposed to put that, and he was like, bro, we need to put this out. And I was like, bro, I'm not gonna live with myself if I put something out that I don't think is top notch. You know what I'm saying? So, and I talked to Crit about it, and we took the best records that I felt like me and him did, and I just started over. You know what I'm saying? And I end up what I did now, I'm in love with, and I think this is gonna be the best thing I ever put out. And Chris still heavily influenced on that. He still got a lot of stuff on there. He owned the album, he produced on the album, and I just think our schedules didn't really sit well together for us to do it how I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted him to produce the whole album, and we get that feel together. But that from the era that me and him from, that takes me and him getting in there. Because when we did get in there, we made magic. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, but for somebody like that, especially him knowing and y'all having that experience, stuff like that, he wasn't mad. Like he understood.
Nah, because he a genius. You know what I'm saying? That's actually one of the livest persons I've ever worked with. And I think that's what influenced me to scratch the ones that we didn't really get in there with. Because when I got in there with him, I've always been a fan of Big Crit, but actually working with him and just seeing how into it he is, I'm talking about as a producer. We ain't even talking about a rapper. He already one of the coldest rappers. As a producer, and me seeing him call, I'm gonna call the guitar player up here. Okay, I hear this. I'm gonna call this player. And I'm like, damn, this nigga here is like the truth. You know what I'm saying? He for real with it. So I'm like, all right.
And a perfectionist as well, too.
Just like me, you know what I'm saying? So I think it all worked out how it's supposed to work out. You know what I'm saying? I think his contributions to it is major. And the other producers that I end up going back to some of the production that I'm used to, like G&B, which is Gavin and his production team, and June James, DJ Cho. I just came back home kind of like, let me buck it up what me and Crit did. Let me take what me and him did and let's take it like this. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I was able to do.
You're currently signed, right?
No,
You're
myself.
not to yourself, independent.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about that a little bit. Like being an independent artist, signed to your
It's hard if you ain't used to it. Like, but this is all I've known. Like,
would you ever, if the opportunity came about?
Opportunities have came, and I've did partnerships with people.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I tell you the song I had that went national, I did partnerships, but I've always maintained 100% ownership, and I can dictate how this is gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and to be able to scratch a album like you did,
Exactly. So, and I'm gonna continue to do it like that, and that come from like studying people like Slim Thug. You know what I'm saying? And just watching how he do it. And me and him joke a lot, and we, you know what I'm saying? But that's somebody that from the jump, since I first came in the game, that I would pick up the phone and call, hey, Atlantic Records offered me X, Y, and Z money. What you think I should do? You know what I'm saying? Or this dude want to do this. What you think I should do?
That's good that you at least have somebody who's already in the game.
Definitely. Him and Bun B is the one I'm going to always pick up the phone and call, and they ain't steer me wrong yet. You know what I'm saying? And the independent thing is, it's hard to people who not used to it. And we was talking about this at the gym the other day. We was saying, it's artists that we've known who started off with major labels, and now you feels a lot once, you know, the turnover rate is crazy.
Yeah.
So you're not the hot artist for them no more.
Right.
And they don't really know how to maneuver as an independent artist. Because you so used to a label been doing this for you for years. But
is there any type of like schooling or something like that kind of help? I mean, or is it just got to be just like the streets? You just got to learn it and
I think
and know by yourself.
It's not schooling, and I think it should be schooling. That's something dope you just said. I think it should be, but I don't think it is. I learned from experience and just watching. I bumped my head a few times, but for the most part, like I try to just watch the ones. I just was lucky, man. I was lucky to be able to be cool with artists like Slim, with artists like Bun B. I got cool off Slim. One of my first songs got on the radio, and he just decided to like put a verse on there. I ain't asked him. He did it on his own. He was just like remixing songs on his own. And that was like my end. I went for the gusto. I was shooting a video, and I was like, hey, man, can you pull it to the video? Man, Slim came to my hood with it's like 60 dudes out there. We shooting a video. Slim came by himself. I never get pulled up in the porch by himself. I had never met him before. I DM'd him on Twitter and asked him to come. And I've been rocking with him ever since. Like, and that's the thing. Like he real supportive of, I think, everybody who doing their thing out here.
Doing their thing.
And so I've tried to like do the same thing to like a lot of artists that be coming up in Houston. So
I'm about to say, so like as far as like not so much as giving back, but like advice to like those who obviously that are serious, right? Because you got to kind of like, fizzle them out and kind of, see like those who are fugazi in it, you push them to the side. But those who are actually serious, you see them putting in work, but they kind of need to be steered a certain way, or probably just need advice, or just need, you know what I'm saying? Like that brotherly advice, calling you up or stuff like that, or even send you a message on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Time. Yeah, I'ma always be down to, It's a lot of artists right now that's doing their thing now that I kind of took under my wing early on. I'm just like proud to see what they doing now. But I'm gonna always do that because it was done to me. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just think, like I watch how a lot of the older artists, the more successful artists, they're still successful to this day. I watch how they move, and it's a certain way that they move, and it's a reason why they are still successful in a game that it's not really designed for you to stay successful for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the ones who really do is because of consistency. It's because they don't get stuck in the times, and they forever dealing with new artists and younger artists. So you can't get caught up because these artists, when you think of Slim Thug, you think of Lil Kiki, they forever evolving. They're not gonna stay the same. And that's even with the bigger artists. When you think of, you can look at Nas. Nas working with Hit Boy now. Like,
but there's a way to evolve and still stay true to what it is that you do, because that's another thing.
That's what keep you. It's when you can't evolve. Don't mean, okay, let me go start rapping like the young people or dressing like them or doing. That's not really evolving.
Do you think it's because they're trying to stay relevant, or do you think it's more so?
Definitely trying to stay relevant. Yeah.
But would you also say that that's an influence off of the label as well too? In trying to stay influent?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes, yeah. I just think with everything that you do, you got to where you was because you was yourself.
Boom. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you can never veer from that. And we see it a million times. We've been seeing this since we was babies, of artists that will change up what they doing because of the times, and it just don't work like that. Like, I personally don't think you should do it.
Any advice to your not even just the colleagues, but any advice to those that are basically trying to get into the game? You know what I'm saying? Like, what advice would you give those people who are just like, okay, you know what? Like, I know I'm a dope rapper. I have confidence in self, you know what I'm saying, to be not even just a rapper, singer, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just the arts in itself, you know what I'm saying? I have that confidence in myself. I just need to be given the chance. What it is what I got to do.
So what you just said, if you feel like you dope, you got the confidence in yourself, you just don't need to stop until you get to where you're trying to go.
Be consistent.
That's the I tell everybody that exact same thing. Like, I tell them, they be like, bro, I'm dope. So I'm like, it's not for me to determine if you dope or not. Because if you place that in the hands of somebody else, like you placing your faith in the hands of another person, of another opinion. So, I mean, my best friends at the time used to tell me that my music wasn't just hitting like that. When I first used to start out, I didn't care. Like, I don't care. Like, it hit to me. So at the end of the day, I thought it was dope, and I just wasn't gonna stop till it, because that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. And I just think with a lot of people, and not just with music, this just with anything, a lot of people like stop before they get to a destination because they think they're going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But we set our own path.
Because it ain't biting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to put in 10,000 hours, man. I tell them that all the time. It takes 10,000 hours. Say it take 10 years in anything. You got to put in 10 years work of anything to really be successful in anything that you do. So, and I just tell people 10,000 hours, bro. You put your 10,000 hours in, like, it's what it take. it's like 10,000 hours.
You think folks be just really feeling like there's a time limit as well too?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, as far as you say 10,000 hours, you know what I'm saying? Like, folks are just like, okay, well, what if I don't have 10,000 hours? You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, okay, if obviously this would be the time to kind of push, you know what I'm saying?
Because of age?
Yeah.
So the
when is there when would you say
R.K. Darling, that's the name. The woman who wrote the Harry Potter movies. She's like 40 something.
Is she?
No, she was when the first one popped off.
For real?
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Yeah, like that. Nah, I mean, I tell people like I'm not one of those people. Like your age is your age. Your age is just a number.
Yeah.
Like do it. I mean, if it's good product, that's just a good product. That's just I just like to hear what sound good. I don't think I listen to nobody because they 31 or they 19 or I listen to it because it sounds good to my ears. So, if you don't think you got 10,000 hours to do anything, then I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to, even if you want to go, you don't want to be a musician and you want to go open up a bakery or whatever, you got to put you in your 10,000 hours, bro. Like that's just how it go. That's just how life works. Like you got to put in to get out. That's just what it is.
That's what
I just tell people that all the time. A lot of people don't want to put in work.
Yeah.
They think they do, but they don't.
That's true. Challenge.
Social media done did it.
A lot.
Yeah.
How does that play a part in your, you know what I'm saying, your career right now?
Well, I was fortunate to get out here and try to make a name in the early stages of social media. When I first was popping off, Instagram wasn't even a thing yet. Twitter was, and I remember when I first was like first trying to like still pass out the CDs, MySpace and stuff like that was. But
oh my God, MySpace.
Yeah. I'm kind of from but I can honestly say I kind of, like I told you my story, Twitter kind of, I was made off Twitter though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my claim to fame did come off Twitter, but before Twitter, I was out here passing out. See, that's how actually, first time I ever seen Slim Thug, and I ain't like him. I thought he was looking at me crazy because I was outside a club. He parked out there. He got the Phantom parked out there. Me and my partner pull up to the club, and I'm passing out CDs, and I hand him a CD. And he kind of look at it. He had kind of, I guess that hurt me a little, but he took the CD, and I was like, man, he's trying to play me, dog.
But he took the CD, though.
But the thing
I've seen some mad disrespectful cats and be like, man, keep that joint right there, yo.
He was like kind of looking like, damn, that's live, and he out here still hustling his music, he grinding. And I'm thinking wrong.
Something
I'm thinking,
totally
you know what I'm
different.
saying? Yeah. Later on when we end up talking, that was something and that was just dope. But yeah, that was a situation, man.
Did he remember that?
Yeah.
That encounter.
Yeah, man. Cause like I said, I had kind of had a name. I was kind of known.
Yeah.
But I ain't care, man. I was
Still
out here
grind,
on
yeah.
it, backpack,
Yeah.
passing out CDs, trying to like come up. That's just something I always felt. And even to this day, I be telling people, man, don't let your pride stop you from getting to your destination.
Right there.
Yeah.
Say that again.
For sure, man. That pride is a
That'd
killer.
be a killer, yo. Seriously, because they folks be really thinking it's glitz and glam. You know what I'm saying? And so they see somebody else doing it, and they're just like, you
Social
know,
media.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a trap.
All right, mental check. Where you at right now? How you doing mentally? I do this for everybody.
I think I'm cool.
You think?
I'm cool. I think I'm cool.
Change that.
Yeah. It could always be better.
Yeah.
It could always be better. Yeah.
What can make
but
it better?
just everything, you know, your level of peace, you know what I'm saying? Like comfortability. And I think, and it's just being honest with you, it's kind of going, if we got a scale of 1 to 10, I may never see a 10 level of comfortability, only for the simple fact that I'm never going to feel like I'm
if
done.
You're a perfectionist, then
Yeah, and I'm always, when I say want more, not necessarily monetary, you know what I'm saying? But I just want more. I want more foundation. I want more structure. I want more things for the future for my daughter. Like, so it's constantly wanting to do better and wanting to be more. I work out every day, and I'm forever in there telling Solo, man, I want to look like, I want to do this. It's like, it's no matter what, it's just I'm never gonna be happy with nothing. I ain't gonna say happy, that's the wrong word. I'm not gonna say that. I'm never gonna feel like I'm done. So in that sense, but as far as everything else, like I'm blessed, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy, my daughter healthy, I'm healthy. I got good friends. I got a great relationship with my mama and my brother. So, I mean, that's the stuff that I value. So I think in that sense, whenever I look at it like that, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Well, Pro, I appreciate you for coming through.
Nah,
I
appreciate
wish you nothing but success. I want my T-shirt, and I want my autograph for sure. But nah, seriously, big ups to you and your career.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm gonna see you in the gym. You know, I'm always talk shit regardless. You know what I'm saying? Especially when y'all not doing legs, even when Solo's there. But nah, I appreciate you for definitely coming through. And yeah, I definitely look forward to bringing you back, especially after these projects drop. You know what I mean?
I'm ready.
And yeah, y'all, you want to go ahead and give your handles out to anybody?
Yeah, man, it's Propain 713. That's on everything. So that's PROPAIN 713. So that's Twitter, that's Facebook, that's Instagram. That's TikTok, that's YouTube.
Hey, you got it, Ella.
Yeah, Propain 713, man. I do engage with my fans, supporters, listeners, friends, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and y'all just make sure y'all tap in with the music.
Yeah,
definitely.
Sure. Appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all tune in for the next episode. We out.